All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Echo Base X-Wing Mission Debriefing on Gold Squadron Entertainment. My name has not changed. I am Walker Darko. With me are also name unchanged Jake Ream
Hey everybody, how's it going?
and wish we changed his name Kevin Leintz.
What would we change it to, though?
Oh, Nand.
I'd have to grow some facial hair to make that happen.
Okay, so you're right. Possibilities. So today we have the Seattle System Open Championship between Daniel Taylor and Andrew Cinnamon Bunn. Let's see. We've seen these lists before, but Kevin, you want to do a quick rundown?
Sure. We have on the left Rebel Beef, which
Hey,
has
that's it.
a couple variants, but it's mostly the same. So it's Cassian with Leia, Attack Officer, Wedge with Swarm. So this is the Swarm version. Braylon with Crack, and 10 with Nothing. I don't know. Is there a lot to be said besides rip this list?
No, I wonder how many points it's worth right now.
I don't feel to do the numbers on that one.
Yeah. Aside from what Leia went up,
It's 200 even right now, plus the change. So it's like it was already 200 even, no bid.
yeah.
So it's probably close to 220 then, right? Because Swarm went up, Leia went up, Tack Officer went up, and I mean Braylon and Wedge and Cassian all went up. Even 10 went up.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're probably looking 220, 225.
Fair and balanced.
Current points. Well, at least they identified an issue and they took care of it.
Yep. And the list that is also familiar because we did it 2 weeks ago is Captain Cinnamon Bun with Colonel Jendon with Palp, Vinder with Hold On, Let Me Get My Glasses On for all the reading I have to do. Trick Shot, Fire Control System, Advanced Proton Torpedoes, Advanced Slam, and the Arsenal loadout. Actually, that's like as many upgrade cards as I had on my Miranda, so I can't talk too loud.
Yeah, you've got no room at all.
Soon
You actually had more.
No, the cards were smaller.
They were
that's
smaller.
true.
And Soontir with Lone Wolf and Stealth Device. And I'm sure he's bidding at least like 5 points because it's Andrew.
Yeah, at least 5.
But this is a good game. I have actually seen this one. I watched it live, but I still have some, I think, really good commentary and insight. And we'll finally be able to pinpoint that key turn, and I think everyone will know when it happens, of what really won or lost the game. There's specifically one key turn that a lot of crap happens.
All right, I just punched in 223. That's the points on Taylor's list, on Daniel's list.
Sounds about right.
Yep. I guess you can tell we're in Minnesota. Yup.
You know.
All right, so are we ready to get this started?
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Yes, we are.
And our speed editing is brought to you by Dion.
Yes. And ignore the coupon code. Oh, wait, we already have that.
I have it blocked off, yep.
Good. All right.
But this game was originally sponsored by Curled Paw Creatives. You can find them on Etsy.
I feel like we should have some like British comedy music playing right now as they're moving so fast.
That's not a bad idea. I'll think about that for because like the old Charlie Chaplin style like music, or
Yeah, like when they're going through the hallway in and
They
out
go
of
in
the
one door and out
piano
another.
music.
Yep.
So it looks like they're already set.
And flipping dials.
Are we already flipping dials? Yep.
They're flipping dials. So looks like Daniel is just doing some Rebel 1 forward to victories there up in the top corner.
But first the Lambdas went 1 forward and bumped.
Yeah.
Yep, the typical stall.
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't even register as a move anymore. Like,
Ooh.
you're just going to do it.
And thank you, chat. It's the Benny Hill music is what we're looking for.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I didn't realize it had a name and stuff. Okay.
Oh, it's the original show.
Oh.
So I mean, I think we can probably repeat something we have quite often, Kevin, with Daniel up in that top corner. Probably should have went a little faster.
Yeah, why the
Take-
hell not, right?
Take control of that
It's
area.
gas clouds, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Like, charge through them.
Yep.
That
Just
in,
be-
this just in, your flankers can only get so far when you charge at your opponent's lists. Like, they don't get 3-4 turns to set up if you just charge at them.
Mhm. It's
Also,
definitely a key. Go fast.
and also, just to point out, Kevin did say the word hell, which is Star Wars canon now because Poe said it as he put his foot through the floor in The Last Jedi, which means that apparently there's a hell in whatever religion they have in Star Wars. So,
Oh.
also,
So,
Holdo
wait.
said Godspeed, so here we go.
So does that mean we're gonna have to change some verbiage that we're using so that way we don't get hit with the cease and desist from the mouse?
It's quite possible. Just terrible. All right, and again, just to point out, this is a championship game, so it does have a 120-minute time limit.
Yeah.
And we're going to need all of it.
There are
boy.
some, rock placement. There we go. Nice diamond. The other
This
thing,
is actually really good rock placement for Daniel's list. Because unless you go too far forward, those rocks are never going to come into play in this entire game, I don't think, as far as Daniel's concerned.
the three of them.
Yeah, the 3 rocks on the outside. I don't think that fight's going to happen either in the middle of the board or somewhere in those gas clouds where he more or less doesn't care. So it's clear from this approach, though, that Bunn wants to flank with Vinder, which makes sense. I mean, that's his super heavy offensive piece.
Yep. And he's so fast. Like when he starts slamming around.
Yeah, 3-bang's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And he's got the ordnance.
Did he use Leia just now? Or did he take a stress? Oh,
He took a stress.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
no.
see that big token right there? That's
Yeah.
a stress.
I think he actually did Leia originally, because if you look around the Gold Squadron logo, there's a flipped upside down charge token.
Oh.
Not the best
So
spot
he-
for the charge. The charge
Lay it
token,
first
so-
turn to stop
and
with the
okay.
Ewing.
Yep.
Sure.
So-
I'm still not a fan of that. Like, take the stress the first turn.
So with that approach, then what he's doing is he's sending out the ships and he's kind of protecting Cassian, right?
Mhm.
Because he's sending the buffer out and Cassian kind of behind, which is good. I mean, you kind of Cassian is important to this list functioning how Daniel wants to use it.
Yes. The only thing, if he wouldn't have done the stop and then the 90-degree turn on turn 2, I would be concerned with Cassian getting behind the initiative 4 and 6, 3 other
And then
ships.
Bumping into him.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're having to stall Cassian when you maybe don't really want to, just because the other ones are in the way. But I mean, if you know, his game plan is stop and then turn, so it doesn't come into play.
Okay.
So target priority, I mean, it kind of looks like he's headed towards Vinder and wants to engage him first.
Or keep him from having, uncontested.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I mean by he's looking to engage him first, is if he just makes sure that he's not giving up the flank to Vinder.
Oh, sure. Yep.
Like, yeah, you're going to give up the flank to Soontir, but Soontir is less threatening than Proton Torp, Advanced Proton Torp Vinder, who can reload him and then do it again.
Yep.
And potentially line up that trick shot for, what,
5 dice.
5 and, oh, God.
6. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 and 6.
So I like putting the pressure on Vinder here, or at
Yeah.
least threatening the pressure on Vinder.
So now it's all going to come down to the speed in which the gas clouds are engaged. Since Cassian is stressed, it's going to be slower. just because he's probably going to want to keep everybody together for the most part. And we did not edit this one to take out the telestration drawings, so there will be some telestration drawings.
There are a couple that I did take out.
Oh, okay.
One that I took out, and then I waited, and I actually took about a 5-minute dial set out.
Okay.
Oh,
so at one point there will be a time jump, but you won't be able to tell.
Sure. And I think, like you were talking about earlier, Jake, this is a good decision to more or less keep Bender away, because you could spend a lot of time and resources just trying to get Soontir and Arc, and then if you do, just trying to hit him is another story. Whereas
yeah,
shooting at Vendor is statistically way easier than shooting at Soontir, so not only do you turn the biggest damage output away, you also make an easier target to hit.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see that. So if you're Daniel, you just kind of ignore Soontir?
I think so. Unless you get a really good opportunity to take him out, you make him play honest as much as you can, but I think overall your tactic is to pretty much ignore him, kill the shuttle and Vendor, and hope that you have enough points still on the board, which you probably should at that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's playing with 225, right? 223, so he should have plenty of points.
Sure.
No, I agree. I think you do ignore Soontir, because as soon as Soontir senses danger, and especially with Bunn like playing Soontir, he's just gonna disengage and do it very fast.
Yep.
And it does look like those are going to be his two pincers, Soontir and Vendor Jendin.
I mean, I think Vendor can also get out of trouble fairly easily with Slam, but at least if you're making him slam into you or past you, then he's not, throwing torpedoes. So.
Well, he can still shoot torpedoes, but the biggest piece is he can only re-roll one of those with FCS.
Yeah.
But yes, you're also correct. It makes his offense significantly less of what it could be.
Right. I just meant, like, if he's going on the defensive with Vendor and slamming to not take shots and uses the slam to either cause a bump or to go past Daniel's ships, then he's not shooting those torpedoes.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. He could slam to get into range 1 with the advanced protons, or get the was it bullseye for that one?
No, it's just range 1.
Range 1, okay. I couldn't remember.
You're thinking proton rockets.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then he would have a disarm token, so if he takes a shot back, at least he gets an extra dice.
Yeah. Yep, because he wants to slam to get that agility. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So this was an interesting turn where, with Soontir, Bunn has to decide how aggressive he wants to get. Like, does he think the B-Wings are going to turn in, or does he think that they're going to kind of go slow still and make Soontir play honest? So we'll see if Bunn was confident that Soontir was going to be safe being aggressive, or if he needed to be very cautious.
I mean, I think knowing Bunn as a player, he's going to be cautious. But you're right. That question comes up in your mind as Daniel, right? Like, do you think that Bunn is going to play overly cautious? It's that mind game of knowing your opponent and kind of knowing how they play.
And maybe Bunn can pull the... and I know that sports references are sometimes lost, but when Peyton Manning ran in for a touchdown, the guy hadn't run in 15 years out of his career. No one was guarding for that. So maybe sometime Bunn's going to play and he's going to get super aggressive on someone and they're just going to fall. It'll be someone like Kevin who's like overthinking everything and remembering tendencies, and then he just throws him off his game completely.
I would like to see that. I think that would be fun.
Especially if it's Kevin.
No, just in general. Like, I'd like to see Bunn do that, because I think at this point, like, it's so well known that he is a very cautious player, and he will take the out if he even senses danger. So to just like throw his ships in there once, it would completely catch everyone off guard.
That would be the time you play someone who doesn't know, though, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here it is."
And then all his
Yeah.
ships are there waiting, and you're just like, ugh.
And maybe he does, like maybe, you know, those early like round 1, round 2, maybe he does some of that, and we just never see it.
Yeah.
So I do
Maybe
want
it's
to point
burned
out
him.
this is a slightly aggressive move from Bunn to do that 5 forward.
And it's a great spot for Soontir,
Like
too.
it wasn't a 3 bank; it was a 5 forward.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 5 forward. That looks like a 5 forward.
Yeah, I would say 5 forward.
I'm looking at the dial. I think that's a 5 forward.
That template looks like a 5 forward.
But I like this. I like Bunn trusting that Soontir will be fine.
I mean, it is Soontir with stealth device, lone wolf, and Palpatine backing him up. He should be okay.
I'm assuming right now he's trying to visualize, like, do I want to try to, can I fit that bank? Do I just barrel roll and boost forward? Do I, I think he's trying to visualize next turn.
Yep.
I feel like as Bunn, you kind of give up on trying to get a good shot this turn because your next turn will pay for it, and you just start to go around that rock. Like you just barrel roll and then boost so that you can swing around.
That brings up a
or-
good point. I think a lot of people forget to think about that the following turn, and they just think about the here and now. Like, oh, I can, if I barrel roll, as the telestration is showing us now, if I barrel roll Soontir to the left, and then I can get a shot right now, but then you're kind of
Those
in a
B-Wings can
bad
turn
spot.
right in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I like what Bunn's doing here. He's doing exactly what I talked about, where you're like, it'd be nice to be able to shoot this turn, but nah, let's pass and let's set up a better flank.
Yep.
Well, and especially with Vinder and Jendon out of the fight this turn, like Soontir's 3 dice. I mean, yeah, you might get a shield or 2 off one of those B-Wings, but in the long run, is it the right turn to engage? And I don't think it is. You want to hold Soontir out until both Vinder and Jendon are there, and then you can attack with everything at once.
Yep. And like 1 or 2 shields on a B-Wing is kind of whatever. It's more or less irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you don't know you're going to be able to continue to shoot the target or not.
Yeah.
So Bunn knows more or less that Daniel has to bank in. I mean, he can clear one of the stress with Cassian, but the B-Wings need to do some kind of a blue maneuver, which means they're probably going to go slow.
Right.
So if Bunn can gauge like a 2 bank from the B, and Bunn's ideal thing is he wants to try to get just barely range 3
Yep.
on that lead B-Wing, which I think is Braylon.
It
yes.
looks red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Well,
And go ahead.
Well, and I was just saying, just talking about Bunn's cautiousness. I mean, we are 15 minutes into the timer. 2 moves.
Yes.
No dice.
Correct.
It's just. But I mean, it's some serious discussion or decision making with Soontir. I mean, do you get aggressive? Do you barrel roll out and come back in? And
Mm-hmm.
it's just
So Soontir's coming in with probably a 2 bank. The question becomes Vinder, right? Like, how fast is Braylon going to go? He's not going to 3 bank because that would be stressful. He wants his focus first. So you have to assume he's probably doing like a 2 bank. So then you have to try to gauge it just right so that you can, if you want, you can get your slam and still be able to shoot. So I think Bunn needs to try to go speed 2 here. And then the shuttle, you probably really just 1 forward and keep it back because you do not want the shuttle to get there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can, I mean, you could even almost stop the shuttle here just to make sure that
You could.
you're holding it one more turn from taking any damage.
Should be okay. We'll find out when I get the copyright claim.
It's like Bunn's dials are all set, and the two B wings are being set right now.
Yep.
It's super
So credit where credit's due. Bunn had his dials down first.
Yep, he did.
Well, and Bunn's usually pretty quick on setting dials. It's
The
planning
decision
out his
making.
actions. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Sure.
I'm really curious what Bunn does here with Bender, though.
Yeah.
Well, and he also has the option too. Like Daniel, knowing Wedge is not getting a shot this turn, Wedge could turn in and make Soontir have to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have to send all the ships at Vinder.
Then he has all the flexibility to decide the terms of the engagement.
No, and even if he did turn Wedge, like a 2-turn to the left with Wedge, he could still re-engage Vinder and the shuttle the next turn.
Yep. I would
Yeah, he's
actually
got-
really like to see a 3-bank from Cassian this turn,
And also, don't forget
just in case Vinder goes too fast.
Just
Or at
kind of
least-
catch him.
Yeah, or at least try to make it so if he wants a shot, he's taking 2 shots. You know, he's going to take the shot from Braylon and Cassian.
Yep.
Whereas if he goes too slow with Cassian, it's just going to be a 1-on-1, which is what Bunn wants.
Or you make him commit to the point that he can't really slam
Yeah.
like he wants to. So then he still gets a shot, but
Or maybe no shots because Bunn's like, well, I don't want to take 2 shots.
what's that look like?
Looks like a 3-bank to me,
Looks like a 3-bank to me too.
which is good. Yep, that's correct. Especially, I think a 2-bank from the B-wing fits in there just nicely. Right
Yeah,
beside him.
it'll
He probably will want to do a 1 though, so he can fail a barrel roll.
It's okay to succeed it.
Yeah,
Like, it's not going to change his relative position that much.
he pulled out the 1. Oh,
He did.
it wasn't his turn. I was like, oh, did he say, oh no, we're not supposed to do 2? No.
And he's not contributing to the fight.
So 1 forward from Bunn, so the shuttle's dial remains open.
Thinking back to last week's Atlanta system opening,
Coordinates a focus to Vinder. Okay.
early in the game is that
1 bank
Cassian
from Braylon.
wasn't part of the fight.
Just trying to keep the arc wide, it looks like then. Yep.
Yep, and he'll.
Hey, look at this.
Too little, too
You
late.
got a coordinated focus here.
All right, here he comes. Catch him, man.
And then I'm assuming that's 10. Who's gonna... Is that a hard 1?
No, it looks like a white maneuver
Okay.
on the dial.
Hard 2.
Oh, too hard. Okay.
All right, hard 2 here from 10
So-
Surprised he didn't do a hard 1 just to cover more, but he could be playing against Vinder trying to run away to the right.
Yeah, but he can focus barrel roll back like he's doing right now.
Sure.
And I mean, that's
Yeah, that's
Similar
mitigating
to
suit tier.
It's
Right.
1 extra focus, right? Because you're going to spend the stress if you can.
and that helps to keep Soontir honest.
But that's where you start asking yourself, is the right answer to split your forces? Just to match his. Sure, you're half answering both sides, but you're not full answering either.
Okay, so you are
Was he going to slam a hard?
through that.
So 2 bank, and now Bunn has to be like, am I in range of that B-wing? Do I want to stay here?
He'll just slam another 2-bank.
I like that Cassian did the 3-bank like we talked about because he threatens that area. Because now
Yep.
Bunn is probably like, I think I'm in range of 2 shots right now, and I don't really want to be.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, Bunn doesn't really want to leave Vinder there to go over that gas cloud. I mean, even though gas clouds are no consequences.
Well, and at this point, Vinder doesn't really need any other actions since he already got the focus. So he kind of doesn't care. But
No,
he doesn't want to go over the gas cloud next turn.
right, and that's what I mean. Is he like
Okay.
you're almost you need to slam just so you don't go over the gas cloud on the next turn, because then the only thing, like unless he would bank the shuttle to the left to coordinate Vinder, like then you're not getting any actions out of Vinder because you're going to be going over that gas cloud. So that 2-bank right facing the gas cloud forces him to slam.
And this is kind of, depending on what Wedge does, not really where Vinder wants to be.
No.
But it does look like Vinder's got cool exhaust coming out. So, I mean, there's some perks.
Is it exhaust or is it a foreshadowing of things to come?
Can it be both?
Laying a giant turd?
I was thinking more like Vinder is on fire and burning,
Oh.
but
Or burning hot turd is also an option.
So, this was a little surprising to me that
Oh.
he did the town roll and fully committed to Soontir
Wow.
with Wedge.
So he really did split his forces then.
He
Oh,
really
yeah.
did. And I feel like just threatening with 10 like you did is probably enough. Because he had to use Leia here, right? That's why Wedge could have town rolled and taken a focus.
right.
Whereas it would have been really nice to have Leia next turn. Like, look at where all the ships are right now. Imagine removing
yeah.
one stress with Cassian. And let's just say Wedge had done like a 2-bank or something like that. Now would be a really good time to use Leia.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could pivot that U-wing, do whatever you need to. You could flip the bees around and nothing's really lost, or you could just go in. But yeah, and if Soontir comes in with like a 2-bank, he can kind of shenanigan his way out of most of this, which is fine. That's what 10 kind of committed for.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm surprised the commit to Wedge happened as well, because then you're literally splitting it between maybe getting a shot or not. You're only going to at maximum get one shot.
Yep, and you're definitely not... I mean, that's more of a rebel thing, but I don't think the Imperials hate the idea of you spreading out damage.
No, especially in a situation like this where Daniel kind of made Bunn make a bad decision or put Vinder in a place he could get punished.
Yeah.
So this is kind of his opportunity.
Imagine if Wedge would be also shooting at Vinder.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be through the clouds, so the Wedge's
Sure.
ability basically gets nullified, but still.
Yeah, but it's still three dice attacks at Vinder with
Yep.
only a focus. I mean, yeah, he has the weapons
Help.
disabled, so he gets the extra agility, but still, he would take damage.
More than
should-
likely, yes.
Should take damage, I guess.
And since he's slammed and he's taken 3 shots, he's way less likely to spend that focus on offense, which means his torpedo's probably going to be a lot softer.
Yep.
And I think this is Bunn still figuring out his actions? Because
Looks like no.
no, okay, so he just
Focused.
took a focus. Okay.
Yeah.
5 minutes left on the clock. Daniel Tether.
Soontir just taking a focus.
All right, so Wedge tries to swarm up, and I believe he swarmed up the U-wing. I think they measured that, and it was in range. Yeah,
Yep.
swarmed up the U-wing. So checked arc. Wedge has no shot, so now it looks like Cassian starts.
Ooh,
10 up.
Seems good.
that dog will
roll.
hunt.
Seems not good.
Getting that party started.
Ouch.
I think he was
Two
Yeah.
shields already.
strip that shield out, a focus off Vinder before the shot, but he'll take 2 shields for sure.
Didn't even have to spend the focus. Not that he needs it, but
Well,
Right.
Here.
Range 3 at break.
so he's shooting at 10.
Brr.
He does have lone wolf.
Oh,
Wow.
Crick, crick, crick.
jeez.
It's unfortunate that it's going to go onto shields no matter what.
right.
Yeah, that's true, but still, like,
It's a nice dice
Bunn
roll.
says, I see your 3 natural hits, and I raise you 3 crits.
I think he shot at Braylon because he's rolling 2
2.
dice.
Yeah.
Got it.
And he's re-rolling the both or the one.
Just the one, so
re-rolled
he got
one.
2.
So, yeah, that's unfortunate that he has the best roll in the game you could possibly have, and it just does a shield.
Yep.
Mhm.
But still good.
Yeah.
So 10 shooting.
10 up.
Shooting back at range 2.
Really good shot.
Okay, that's paint.
He's gonna spend that stress.
Yeah, spend that stress.
Yeah.
Here does have a lot of options. And he's got his lone wolf.
Make him earn it.
Alright, he has to spend it there.
Yeah, it
Soon-
looks like a Soontir roll.
Yeah.
Right. Soon to
No
fine.
damage. Laugh. Giggle.
Whose focus is that? Just sitting there halfway between Soontir
It's-
and 10.
It's 10s.
Okay.
They're fighting over it, but it's really 10s.
Okay. I mean, it's borderline closer to Soontir.
Yep.
Change blank
It's up for grabs.
Because it doesn't work on focus.
They're gonna dice off for it and see who gets it.
So this is
Whoever rolls the most crits.
Braylon on
Yep.
Vinder.
I believe so. Obstructed range 2.
Yeah, that won't do it.
Brandon reroll.
No.
Holding on to that focus.
But he gets to reroll.
Okay, that'll do.
Mm-hmm.
A little better.
Seems good.
Ooh,
He's taking some damage.
Well,
Jeez.
One's
Gas
free.
Cloud. Do you help? I think you. Yeah, you
Yeah,
help.
he
the-
help it. So take one.
So 3 shields for 1 shield. Hmm.
Shields are down on Vinder.
And now D-owner caught it. So shields are
Which was-
updated.
Oh, okay. And then the torp comes back. Is that what they're going to measure now?
Torpedo.
Should be.
Yeah, here comes torp number 1.
5 dice because of trick shot. Here we go.
Now remember, only 1 reroll because of the slam.
Yep.
Fire control system can
Still looks okay.
Four.
4 hits.
Much better.
Yep. And
Now it's probably only going to be 3 because Cloud. Right.
right, but Cloud's also a game of dice for trick shot.
Right.
So
So
2.
it'll end up being 2.
shields on Braylon.
So 3 shields for 3 shields. Not quite the trade that you want, but it's a start.
So still hanging on to 1. Yeah. Still hanging on to 1. And I think that was the last attack, right?
Well, it's a good trade for Daniel. Like he's okay
yeah.
with that. He is way okay with that.
Oh yeah, Daniel's very okay with it. He's 1 point away for 1 hit from half points on Vinder already.
Yep. And Vinder in not such a great spot.
Yeah, Vinder's in a really strange place right now.
Like I think you probably just either 2 or 3 bank Vinder to the right and take a turn off here.
It's close.
I actually think
He's not. That's a very
if Vinder goes,
he's good.
Bunn's head's in the way. I
Right.
can't visualize this very well.
And that was
okay,
a
never
5-minute
mind.
time jump.
Yeah, you don't.
We'll take a look after we're done.
Hmm. This is a really tough one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
because
Braylon's...
I don't think you want to go to the left with Vinder, and
No.
you go straight, and then you've got another gas cloud in the way, so you don't really want to go there. So I mean, you either turn to the right and slam away, or you bank to the right and slam away. Like honestly, that's what I would be
Or-
considering.
Do you just 3 hard to the left and hope that you can slam into Cassian? Like, do you think Cassian pivots here? That's really what it comes down to, right?
Sure, yeah.
And he
I mean,
doesn't.
you
Looks like a
could.
2-bank.
I guess my only concern there would be is if you do the 3 turn,
Mhm.
and like if even though Daniel already had used Leia, like you could still stop there,
You could.
and
And
if and if you
it's
do,
possible.
right, and then Vinder goes over that gas cloud and is now sitting range 1 right in front of Cassian, and has no way to like get out of it, you know, because you can't slam because you've gone over that gas cloud.
Yeah, it all depends, like, if you're going to slam as a coordinate. Like, it depends on what you do with the shuttle.
But you can't coordinate a slam action.
You can't?
No, because you
not?
have to have done a maneuver. Because slam is
You have to have a speed to it.
About that?
yeah.
Oh,
You can't triple stamp a double stamp.
I mean, I know you're the Miranda player, but trust
I've never
me,
had
you can't
coordinate
do
with
it.
Miranda before, so I've never had to
Yes.
think about this.
You can't.
Okay.
It's in the rules. It
Okay.
says that
Coordinating the focus.
something to the effect of because you have to have performed a maneuver in order to slam to
That
do the
makes
slam
sense.
action, so you can't coordinate a slam.
Probably a good decision.
Yes.
Oh, can you think of ways to abuse that, Kevin?
Let me get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's-
K turn from 10 makes sense. And is that a hard one?
Yep.
Hard on Soontir.
Right on to the nothingness.
Yep. All the consequences.
So Carlo has come through in Twitch chat for us, Kevin, and slam can only be performed during the perform action step, and that is by the definition of the slam rule.
That makes sense, and that seems fair.
Yeah, it's the same way with why you can't BB-8 and then slam off of BB-8 with Poe's ability.
Because you haven't done your move yet. Okay.
You haven't done a move,
Makes
and
sense.
it's also not the perform action step.
Okay. This is not where Vinder wants to be.
No.
No, but
So he
Braylon likes
opted.
it.
He opted not to take what you had suggested, Jake, turning right, and tries to thread the needle. I think somewhat accurately, right? Like he probably guessed 10 was, or Braylon was going to hard 1. I think he just wasn't sure what the U-wing was going to do.
Yeah. But I think if you would have went a little faster, then you at least could have, like
Bumped.
if he would have gone 2-speed bank with Vinder, then you could have slammed 2-turn to the left.
Well, would he have bumped though? I think he would have bumped Braylon.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he would have, but that would have been okay too.
Sure. As long as you're not getting shot. So he's going to slam one forward. So the thing that sucks here, though, is I don't think he has the ability to shoot, right? Because the lock is on Braylon, not 10.
Yeah.
So he's slamming to get the extra agility, and he's still going to get shot at. But wouldn't you rather get shot at by a U-wing with only a focus mod than Braylon
I think
with
Braylon was
rerolls?
hitting him anyway.
Yeah, I think he was getting shot by both.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So it's still range 1 from Braylon, but
At least you're also not taking range 1 from Cassian.
so yeah, green dice and avoid a
Okay.
shot.
And then he slammed to take a lock. Okay, no, I get it then. Right? I think he moved the lock to 10.
I think so. Because it was on Braylon there, and it's not there anymore.
That was a great move, all around.
So is
Yeah,
this
there it
a
is.
4 forward from Suntir?
Yep.
The only thing that could have been more amazing than how nicely that fit in is if he like snuck a 1 hard in. But then he'd still get shot by Wedge.
See if he snuck a hard one in.
I mean, but he has a focus shot with.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, who am I gonna?
That would have been nice.
Guy on the final table.
Yeah, I see that Bunn was talking about how Vinder should have
Yeah.
taken like 1 damage that turn instead of 3. That seems about correct.
Yeah.
And Daniel's dice ended up being 3 hits on both shots.
Right.
So a little bit above average and a little bit below average as far as the dice were concerned. But I would agree, Vinder probably should not have taken that much damage.
No.
Not from 2 attacks.
And not with a focus for defense and Pelp as
cloud.
well.
Yep.
And
a
the cloud, yes. Yeah.
So obviously he has to boost. So I'm assuming he's thinking about like an evade and then a boost, or if he's thinking about a focus, or if he. I'm sure he's trying to visualize the matrix of like, well, if I barrel roll and boost, and where am I going to be? Or if I boost and then barrel roll, where can I
I
be?
mean, he's obviously doing something. I don't think he's going to just sit.
Well, and he's holding a focus token in his hand, so
It was an evade token for a second.
then he switched it.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously he's not going to sit range 1 from Wedge.
Well, he's
Oh.
not going to sit there either because I think Braylon might have had a shot, 10 had a shot, and Wedge had a shot.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really
So,
like
yes.
Suntir. I just bring him to watch him die every time and then win in spite of it. I like to play the game on hard mode.
Valid strategy.
And I just want to point out that Andrew professionally lined up the bullseye with the shuttle onto the U-wing.
That's probably the correct choice.
He's professionally aimed the bullseye of a large base ship. Good job.
Well done, sir. Well done.
So this must be the advanced proton torpedo?
No, this is Daniel firing.
Oh.
So
No, he rolled 5 dice.
Braylon?
Wasn't that 5 dice or was that 4?
no, it
was
was
four.
4
Oh, okay.
because I think he swarmed. He used Wedge to swarm
Braylon. Gotcha.
Braylon, and then this is the range 1.
Okay. And use the force to dodge, so kind of got bailed out there. That's good. That would have been bad to take a crit. And Wedge, no shot. So Suntir, no shot. Now we're looking at the 4s, so it looks like 10.
Yep. So this is 10 shot at Suntir.
Seems good.
We don't know.
We don't know what the 3rd dice is. Oh no, panic.
It's a blank.
Actually, shouldn't there be 4 dice?
Yeah.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Yeah.
Easy.
that worked out.
Yep.
It's soon
And
here. He doesn't need to panic.
now we see. Well, he didn't have Lone Wolf, so he kind of did. You clench a little bit.
A little bit.
So this should be the 5 dice.
Advanced Proton.
Proton.
Eeh.
Ooh,
That is
man.
a strong roll. FCS the 1 and
He has a focus out there. He's gonna get 3. One of them turns into a crit.
spend it for 3 and go. That feels underwhelming.
So
3 shields on 10.
just
So
some
3
shields.
shields.
Could have been much like, I mean, both players here, you know, like
Someone's got to get
a little below the mean on Braylon.
Dion's
Away with no damage.
dice into one of those machines that rolls them 10,000 times and figures out if they're fair.
That Andrew made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Range 2 on the shuttle.
So this is range 2 from Cassian.
Average.
Average
Yes.
dice, yep.
Spending it for 2, so the shuttle's
Okay.
taking at least 1.
Can't ask for anything more for
Takes
him.
one.
You heard Andrew go,
Yep.
"Oh, lucky."
Let's see how good the shuttle shoots out of its bullseye.
If he shoots.
Oh, he's not even gonna shoot. He's gonna. Yeah, no, you shoot at the U-wing.
Best chance to do
Is he
a,
shooting at
damage
Braylon?
there.
One crit.
Ugh, not very
No.
good out of its bullseye.
Nah, it doesn't
Oh.
matter.
He did shoot at Braylon.
All right, and we are back to.
Did he though?
He did because he rolled. Well, wait, he rolled 2
No,
dice. I guess it
the
could have
U-
went either one.
Yeah, the UN
Didn't matter, I guess.
was open, so yeah, he was rolling 2.
I forgot about the U-wing having 2 agility. I'm so used to them stopping.
Leia will be active again.
And, you know, the strength
So Cassian pulls the stress off of who?
spread his damage.
Oh, he's only got Braylon, right?
Well, yeah, there's
Yeah.
only one choice there
Had
because
spent
I
his stress.
don't think he's going to use Cassian's ability on Vinder.
I mean, as much as the Star Wing looks like a rebel ship, I get it.
Daniel wants, right?
Sure.
It's okay, Kevin. We all get confused sometimes.
And
Mine just happens to be when I'm playing, which is the worst.
Gotta get some damage in on Vinder.
So this is kind of an interesting turn as far as what decisions does Bunn think
Real shame.
Daniel's going to do. Is like does
But Bunn and
does he
both
continue to
players
pursue with
decided
Braylon?
to
I don't
shame and get more on 10 with
I don't know.
5 dice. 5 dice with a reroll and
Because technically Braylon's dial's wide open here.
yeah, not a good trade on his
not
part.
a good trade. A little below the mean.
Well, except for the fact that Vinder is sitting right in front of you. And
Yeah, but I mean he can do whatever moves he needs to do,
Be with
right? I mean the stress isn't going to stop him.
A lot of times when we look at dice,
Because that won't
right,
be
the
there.
stress doesn't stop him.
you have to look at the finished thing that happened.
And Soontir seems pretty obvious, right? Too hard.
So like, what was it? It was like 3 focuses or 2 focuses and 3 blanks. Like that's a bad roll, right? But in
You
the
could
end,
always,
when everything is said and
like,
done,
2-bank, 3-bank Soontir and just start going after the U-wing there. And just get
a
get Soontir behind the U-wing to just pour shots into him.
Yeah, you
unanswered.
could. I think it'd be good if he kind of throws that shuttle in here, get it in the U-wing's way in case the U-wing tries to turn
Mhm.
or pursue Vinder if Vinder's
Uh,
like gonna bail
Except
out.
for Daniel moves the U-wing before Bunn moves Jendon.
I was thinking Cassian was a 4. You're right.
So,
Never
Good
mind
thought.
then.
Can't happen.
And he's always made sure
I think you almost just stop with the shuttle then, right? So that it gets to shoot. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's gonna slam into Cassian.
Probably, like, unless Daniel does
absolutely.
something fast with the U-wing, like a 2-bank, 3-bank.
He's gonna deserve it.
He
But
could if he wants to try to cover
Or
the
to
retreat
turn.
of Vinder,
Came to this
yeah,
depending on what he thinks he's gonna do. But you know, Vinder's gonna do like a 2-bank probably to clear that
Mhm.
stress.
Wondering what both players do here. It's really interesting because Dan also needs to think of
The other comes down to with Wedge. What do you think Wedge's role is here? Does Wedge
big shout out to
opt to pursue Vinder and keep him honest, or does Wedge start to turn around and come at the shuttle / Soontir?
Squadron podcast to make sure we have everything we need in order to put on successful streams. So just a huge shout out to them.
There's
You
a lot
could-
of decisions.
you could do a 3-turn with Wedge to the right
I look
and start to come around
forward to bring you guys awesome
after the shuttle,
even with all the
Sure.
you know, the crap that happens with UCP and stuff like that. Like that's
because you've got 10 and Braylon kind of
in order to hopefully
following
improve the game
Soontir and Vinder respectively.
right now, right?
hmm
Things are evolving, but has done
So
a
you're-
good job in
I think
every
it'd be-
tournament I've seen.
I think it'd be probably the most advantageous for Wedge to maybe just do like a 1-bank to the right, and
Yeah.
he is who chases Vinder. or at least for a turn.
Potentially,
Yes.
and yeah.
I just think because the B-Wings are better equipped to do the knife fighting that is about to happen right now
Mm-hmm.
than Wedge is. So I think you just let the B-Wings do the knife fighting and absorb all the damage, and you kind of keep Wedge to pursue and keep the Torps offline.
So here's something interesting. What if he does a one Talon roll with Braylon to the left? You're going to rip that stress off with Cassian. You could one Talon.
Yep.
And now all
Cover
of a sudden,
the flank of the U-Wing.
well, you cover. Yeah, you're covering the flank, and you're switching up and going after Soontir, and then you could pursue Vinder with Wedge.
Yeah, you could. It kind of depends what Daniel identifies as his target
Yeah.
right now, right? Because
Yeah.
does he want to start to shoot the shuttle, or does he want to spend more time shooting at potentially Soontir?
Right.
Good coordinate spot. I think he can reach all his ships from there. Maybe not Wedge.
All right, so he's covering Vinder's retreat to the right with the U-Wing. Not a bad call, and he's keeping it away from the shuttle, so it can't be shot at range 1. Well, potentially.
Yeah. A one bank from the shuttle gives him a range 1 shot.
Gives him a real good shot.
Right.
But he's also moving him away from Soontir.
Yep.
I know it's called lock now, but I think
And
rabbits die hard.
I have no idea what we're checking range for. Oh, target lock? Oh, he took a target. U-Wing took a target lock. Okay. I'm
There's
surprised
the
he locked
stop on the
Soontir,
shuttle.
They went to Soontir.
Got it.
especially given where you think, the way he moved the U-Wing. I mean, granted, you could turn the U-Wing the next turn, but you'd think he'd probably take the lock on Vinder in case he might get to put pressure on him this turn.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we're getting fancy.
Braylon moving
So this is a too hard, I assume?
Correct.
Okay.
Braylon has plenty of space.
So that's a good spot for a focus barrel roll.
Sure is. I wonder if he'll be out of range 1 to 2 to remove that stress next turn. I don't know.
The chat trolling, asking where are the quad phantoms.
Not on the final table.
Not here. Not today. All right, so looks like Braylon is making a move on the shuttle.
And it's smart. You gotta get Palp out of there, right?
They really have to spread the damage around.
And that's
Yeah,
Palpatine
they are.
is a huge help to Soontir as well. It gives him that one turn or two where he can be a little bit risky.
Yeah, Bunn's kind of had to take shots of opportunity, right? He hasn't been able to really focus a target yet.
Well, and vice versa.
Yep.
Daniel's
That's
got
true.
shots on Soontir and Vinder, but now we're looking at the shuttle getting some shots. But
The list. He's I think he might be
when stuff starts popping, it's going to all kind of happen in like a couple turns.
Mm-hmm.
Wedge can also threaten Vinder as well.
But sometimes that is just the way it goes. Is you just take the shots of opportunity as they present themselves. It's not ideal. You want to create the focus fire
Just keep pressure.
as opposed to letting shots happen organically. But
Keeping that
But if it's going to
Sometimes it's
happen, at
just-
least you're both doing it.
right.
So we see 10 with the 2 hard focus barrel roll to cover Soontir coming in instead of Braylon.
Yep. So it might block Soontir too.
It would if he did it too hard.
Right. Interceptors do seem to like them.
ships than you if you have a higher ship count.
I'll address it. So Cage here in the
Which
chat
this tells me that Wedge is probably flipping to try to get a shot.
No, who's not. And honestly, it doesn't have to stay clean.
I will point out though, even if he did block Soontir's ability would probably still trigger,
Mm-hmm.
and he probably still would have Lone Wolf depending on where Vinder is. So even if you blocked Soontir, it's kind of like you didn't block him.
Yeah.
Looks like Wedge can be chasing down Vinder.
So Bunn has to be really careful here, right? He has to guess, is Wedge going slow and banking, or is he pursuing Soontir?
Yeah.
He is.
I would think that with 10 switching to covering Soontir, that I would be playing it as if Wedge was going slow forward.
Okay.
Up, yep.
And he is.
Wedge.
One bank, look at that.
But
Beautiful.
this gives you that extra agility
Oh no!
that
He
Wedge
does
will
give him
take
the extra
away.
agility because he's slammed. But this is kind of where I talked about that target lock. Like, it would have been nice for the U-Wing to have some kind of modifier so you could pour 2 more shots into Vendor here.
Sure.
Yep.
Where I don't know that the U-Wing's ever really going to have a chance to shoot at Soontir.
Right, and I think it's obscured his shot on Vinder. Obstructed. That's the word I was looking for.
And I think this is a situation where...
Is that a new game term, Walker?
Obscured? It's just flavor text that has no meaning.
Ah, okay.
Did Bunn do a
Immediately, it
two
is
bank or
immediately
a-
obscured.
Too hard. He did it too hard. Okay. So, this is the big decision time, right? With Soontir. There's no way you can bank boost to the left and then barrel roll out of 10's arc. You're going to take a shot no matter what here. So I think the play is you just take an evade and then you barrel roll away out of range 1.
And are we going to boost barrel roll to get into range 2?
We are going to see a boost barrel roll to get into range 2. And this is the big moment for Bunn.
You're talking like this is the big moment, Kevin.
It sure is the big moment. In hindsight, just evade and barrel roll into range 2. You have Pelt and Lone Wolf. You're fine. But I think Bunn visualized that a little bit differently.
Did you look at chat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, math says that would be smart. But and this is tough, right? Like, you're in the moment, you don't always think about it, and afterwards you're like, I can't believe I did that. And Bunn is such a good player that it sucks that you kind of made a mistake here. And when you play aces, if you make a mistake, you get punished.
That's what you
It does
should.
happen.
Storm Tactics is not going to trigger this turn.
So he tries to swarm, but I think he's out of range, so he's going to make Bunn wait. And Soontir takes no shot.
So,
And
wedge.
Oh, no, wedge has to
Wedge
shoot.
on Vinder.
Yep.
So range 2.
Oh, not great with no...
Oh, he didn't take a focus? Oh, he took a lock. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he knew he wasn't getting shot at, so that makes sense. That sucks, right? That
Yeah.
time when you're like, the smart call is to take the lock, and then this
Yeah.
happens, and you just
Sucks,
go...
but it feels like it happens every time.
It really does feel like that happens every single time.
In his defense, had he taken the focus, they would have all been blank.
Yep.
Right. So Vinder takes one more and unfortunately gives up half.
So we're into Hull.
That's game, right? We can just.
Yep, done.
And I think Soontir has no shot. So now we're going to see 10 at range 2.
3 on 4 on Soontir.
With no token but Pelt.
Ooh, there's a crit there.
Ooh, that crit is scary.
Ooh, that's hit crit coming in.
Yep, spend
He
that.
needs-
Huh, double modded dice get to 3. Who would have thought?
Feels like first edition.
Hmm.
Oh.
No bail.
No, first edition, that would have been like 5 dice.
So checking for Lone Wolf.
He's got it.
He's got it. Gets
So
the evade, so he just takes a crit, which there's a bit of clenching going on right now.
There's
Stealth
always
device is
clenching.
dead.
Disable power regulator.
And disable
And-
power regulator.
Yes, so Ion next turn.
Soontir
Ugh.
will be,
Yes, lots of ugh.
Ugh.
And down an evade token. Yeah.
Guess who's back?
Or an evade dice.
Leia's back.
So this is Braylon, right?
Braylon 10 to shot.
Braylon
So
at the
Braylon on the
shuttle.
shuttle.
use the Braylon reroll. Smart
Yeah,
move
so
there.
1 reroll into
I'm surprised he chose to re-roll the focus and not both blanks.
worked out.
Just thinking
Well,
about
did it though? Because he's only got 3
which is important.
The shuttle hasn't taken any damage.
What do you mean
if
both?
he spends the focus.
Yes, it has. So
Did he only
Or is
ever have
that-
3?
Is that red on the far right side of the screen?
That's been there for a long time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind then. I thought he rolled 4 for some reason.
So he kept the focus.
yeah, he'll take it. Yeah, takes a shield.
So just 1.
Daniel there.
Help take 1. Okay. So then another naked shot back at Braylon.
That disabled power regulator.
Let's see. Cassian has to shoot first though.
Nope, shuttle at 4, right? Yeah.
No, both Shuttle and Cassian are
Yeah.
at 3.
I thought Cassian's a 3 in the shuttle. Oh no, I'm looking at
Yeah.
Vinder. There you go. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cassian should shoot first, but whatever.
So focus and a blank. And another dice.
Rebels autoplayed a victory
Bunn was having meat problems.
I'm sorry. This is
So meaningless shot, unfortunately, from the shuttle.
And
And
Cassian
did they
didn't
just-
shoot.
Skip Cassian's shot.
You may not call people out, but I will, Dion.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You know, moves like what he did with
Attacks can be missed opportunities, so
Yeah.
it can happen.
in a position
It's not a game state.
he was threatening Soontir the whole time, and Soontir didn't have the whole backside, right? There's
All right, so Soontir's not ioning this turn,
But the
but he has
next.
to prepare for next turn, and that U-wing is looking real interesting right now.
Especially because is Leia back on?
I think Leia is
Yes.
one turn away.
Leia
Is
is
she?
back, I think.
Okay. Well, I don't know that you want to Leia this turn. I think you want to Leia next turn.
I mean, I have a little bit of game audio in the back, and I heard farmers singing Backstreet's Back with Leia's back.
So she's gonna float back into the spaceship.
So I'm thinking she's back.
And back into the spaceship. Yep.
Yeah, because who cares if you have to go through a bunch of shards of glass. Shards of
I
glass.
wonder-
It's really just a gas cloud. You can just... Nope.
That's
No consequences.
That's why Leia was able to get back into the ship in the movie.
Push
it was
right
a gas
there.
cloud. Had no consequences.
Boy, this is our spoiler episode.
I mean, really, if you haven't seen the movie by now,
And you play a Star Wars game enough to
Yeah,
watch
and you're
a
playing this
stream
game.
of a
yeah, come on.
toys game, yes.
So do you move the shuttle out of the way so Soontir can 5 forward and boost?
Well, he can't 5 forward because remember they don't have the A-wing dial. The fastest he can go is 4.
Didn't he do a
Clear
5 forward
stress.
already?
Yeah, but that's not to clear stress.
Oh.
Their 5 forward is actually white.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Flank. Wedge has hunted Vinder. Cassian might be hunting Vinder.
Even still, I think you need to
Right.
even
And,
if it means that you're going to one bank the shuttle into Braylon. I think you do it to clear room for Soontir to 4 forward and then boost barrel roll out.
Well, so from Bunn's perspective, you're kind of assuming a 2K from Braylon, right? Or maybe a hard turn. I would assume that Braylon's probably going to 2K.
I mean, it's hard to see where that other gas cloud is with the shuttle kind of in the way.
It is a little tough, but do you really care? Because
I mean, no, you don't.
so the problem too is like with Wedge, he's in like a weird spot, right? Like Wedge probably is gonna 3 hard down and kind of let Vinder run off, and you maybe put the U-wing 1 forward, and then you use 10 to kind of trail Soontir maybe.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think 10, you're looking at like probably a 2 bank.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
slotted like right
2
next
bank
to Soontir
focus
there.
field barrel roll. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with Braylon, you could almost 1 bank right to do the same thing, like following Soontir. Like,
Yeah, you could.
You,
It just
you
depends
smell
if you
blood
wanna
in the
shoot at the
water,
shuttle
you
or
go for
not.
that kill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the best thing that you can maybe do with the shuttle here is try to throw it in 10's face
Right.
and then launch shoot Soontir.
You mean Braylon?
Or no, in 10's face because 10's gonna bank in. There's no way the shuttle's gonna get a decent shot at Braylon unless he uses the rear arc.
Mm.
Oh, Cassian's ready for the shuttle.
Okay,
Looks
so-
like he Leia.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's gonna flip.
Yep.
Tobert saying Daniel is built on hope.
Close wings. Open up.
So 1 forward. Kind of surprised here. I thought he might
Full hearts. Can't
do like a bank and then
Well, then I guess-
launch Soontir over the top.
Yeah, but then that just means we're getting a 3 bank out of Soontir.
A 3 bank? That's not blue.
I'll do a double check here. 3 shields down
Okay.
on Braylon,
I
3
keep
shields
forgetting that
down
Soontir was
on
stressed.
Wedge,
So 2 bank,
Cassian clean. Bunch of
which yeah
damage,
doesn't seem fast
damage
enough.
occurred on-
So shuttle probably focuses here.
wait, this is Vinder, right?
Yeah, Vinder is 1 on him.
I mean, I guess. So did you do a 1 forward?
Yeah. Shuttle did a 1 forward.
Would have liked a 1 bank, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to
Tell if it would have
no,
fit.
yeah, 1 forward's probably the right call. It just depends what you're trying to do with Soontir here.
Yeah.
I mean,
But,
you're gonna
I mean,
catch
I would-
10.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, for sure. You're gonna get a shot at 10.
What's unfortunate, what's really unfortunate is because
Those are very accurate drawings of templates.
probably got to do a 2
Spot on.
or something like this.
Can't go straight. No 4 straight.
So Bunn's thinking about a
Next turn,
focus or lock, I think, or reinforce.
protect Soontir for when he does that 1 forward ion that's inevitable.
Yeah.
And you need the shuttle get
Jam?
coordinate Soontir.
Oh, he's thinking about a jam. Oh, okay.
He just jammed off the.
I kind of forgot they
focus
have
from-
jam.
I think we all
Not a
did.
bad call.
Isn't as terrible.
You know, we gotta like the
if,
epic actions. I wonder if we'll have second edition. Will have new epic actions
Daniel, it's a 3, but it's a white.
that they can slowly bring into non-epic games to ruin.
If it's yeah. that was fair.
Sounds wonderful.
So a 3 bank gets stressed and is gonna have a really gross range of 1 shot.
Arrow focus here.
Well, they've got the Leia's pops too. So
And does the focus. So he's pursuing the Soontir retreat with 10 and still has a shot on the shuttle even if he doesn't get it.
Yep.
I think we have 3 screens, but 3
Unless Soontir did something slow and he just bumps, and that's as good as an evade.
good call.
Well, or 2 turned, right? Like if Soontir did a 2 turn towards the
The roll also creates not
gas cloud,
situations.
So the 2K, yep.
2K.
that would be a very unexpected move with Soontir.
Excuse me, Braylon.
But that doesn't give him the stress because of Leia.
Yep.
Leia, is that a may? You may treat them as white?
No, you treat him as white.
You do treat them as white.
Yep.
Just to point out, this is another reason why I hate gas clouds.
Vinder's trying to get out of dodge. Or maybe get some shots, some juicy shots off on something.
So 2 bank, 2
Slam.
hard,
Too furious.
2 focus.
No? You wish?
Who does he have the lock on?
So slams, takes out the sleepy farmer token, and I believe contemplating a lock and declares a lock. All right.
He has 1
Yep.
more proton torpedo left.
I think he was hoping for the trick shot on Braylon. Yeah.
And he'll have it.
He sure will.
Braylon with 2 with a blank 2 and
I don't know if it really... Why does he want a trick shot with Braylon through a gas cloud? You're like, hey, yeah, I get another dice. That's guaranteed to be canceled. I mean, I guess it's not
Because
your normal
Braylon-
dice getting canceled, but it's still a dice that the best you can do is get 0 out of it.
Yeah, he wants to be able to just focus on Braylon, who is a serious target of damage, and maybe
Right.
get a good crit in.
Well, but it's not a guaranteed evade result.
Right.
Shooting through that gas cloud.
No,
because
I
if
guess he
rolls
could
a
roll focus. Yeah.
Right.
Right. So there's a chance, but it's a
Oh, boy.
low chance.
The day that Bunn
There
starts
is a
balding,
chance.
it's going to be bad if he ever gets on stream.
Braylon's right there.
So Bunn's swing is gonna too hard. Really well done.
I think it fit. No, it fit.
Oh,
I
it
can tell.
fit.
But also at the same time is sitting here like, well, I'm gonna get shot at by a bunch of stuff. Not where he wants to be, but where he wants to be.
I'm going to start wearing a hat in case I ever end up on Gold Squadron stream and I don't have to worry about if, like, did I have dandruff that day? Like, no,
Walker,
just hat.
I hate to say this.
Round
You
1
don't
or
have to
something.
worry- you don't have to worry about
I
it.
might be on round 1.
So what's really tough here is Bunn not only has to figure out what he's doing this turn, but he has to plan for the ion next turn.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care.
So I think he's trying to visualize, can I fit a bank boost and a barrel roll in
The trophy. Well,
this
that's
turn
too,
with
right?
Soontir?
That's what they came for. They came for the trophy. They came for the glory.
That's right.
And you also can't.
But
DM
Daniel
would
has
be
done
so
a good
kind
job
as
of-
to go to the drop down or the top down view again. We could
This is high level premier expert
see, but
practice.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
You can't really do this at league night,
No, not at all. And
like true high pressure situation.
thing is,
Yeah, Bunn's talking about big mistake number 2 here. Yeah, I agree.
Is it
I thought for
not
sure
wearing
he
a
was
hat,
gonna-
or we're talking about the game? Oh,
I thought for sure he was gonna try to 4 forward or something, but
I mean, that's what I would have probably done, and if I would have been in that situation, it would have been the wrong move.
I mean, it's nice for this turn because he gets out of shots.
He's gonna try
I'm also surprised that
But
he
he's
didn't
sitting nice for the ions.
take an evade and then boost. But I wonder if this is where he was trying to visualize a barrel roll
Oh yeah,
to the left of the cloud or something.
sure.
I mean, he's gonna squeeze in here and it'll look all gorgeous and beautiful and stuff.
Until he ions onto that gas cloud next turn.
But he's also still gonna get shot at by Braylon.
You know what? That's the trick. We should make
think-
Echo Base stocking caps with a patch right on the top that if anyone wants to, they could wear it for us. So every time they're leaning forward.
Let's see. So we need a list of all the balding or already bald top players.
And we just give them decals.
Yeah. Just
And then everyone else
slap
can
it
wear
up.
a stocking cap. Got it. It's
All right, so-
free advertising.
Wedge on Devinder
It's great,
Seems-
but there's the
seems
lock.
really good. Spend that
So
lock.
Hagwood's gonna get one, right? Because he wears a lot of.
He already has the
stocking
hat,
hats.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dodges. All right. So now Suntir gets a range 1 shot.
On Wedge.
Now you gotta be like, do I really want to spend this? I don't know if I want to spend this.
Nah, either go for 3.
No,
Panic.
don't spend it. Well, you got.
I mean, you have Pelt, but then that shuttle has 0 mods again.
But it's just,
I mean, I feel like at this point, because you're behind
you chase
and you're only
variants.
taking 1 shot, and Braylon has 0 modifiers, you have to spend it.
Also, this is good for Bunn because if he does a 1 straight ion next turn, it probably puts a cloud.
But you haven't done any damage to Wedge yet.
But if you could sneak in 3 damage, you've got half points.
Why not quiz?
Remember,
This
Wedge
is
has no
true.
focus.
This is true.
So I feel like you got to spend it. Just go for it.
Yep,
I don't
and
think
he
you
does.
can leave it.
Damage on
Yeah.
Wedge. Wedge doesn't have any mods.
There you go. Bunn eventually coming to the right conclusion. 1
Two
evade
dice.
Shields on Wedge.
and
Shields.
focus. So shield. So Wedge is on the verge of half, which is much better for Bunn.
Yep.
Oh, that shuttle's in a world of pain.
And now the 4s are going to rip the shuttle a new one.
Use the 4s. And I'll take that if I'm the shuttle.
Yeah, you'll take that.
I won't take that though.
Shields are down.
So 2, whatever. It could have been way worse.
Yeah.
But there is another shot coming in.
There is with no mods, but I don't think it's going to be at the shuttle.
Range 2.
Well, it was Cassian's shot.
Up is up. You're right.
Okay. So Braylon range 2 at
Expected on
Suntir, I think.
Crit.
2 dice.
1 crit.
3 dice. Yeah. Ooh. Only 1 crit.
All right. Like I said.
And Bunn is really glad that he spent that focus.
And that's like almost 1 on 3 dice naked. Sorry, it's a little bit.
And then
There's the ion on Suntir.
we should see the torpedo of death from Vinder.
Fired at the shuttle. Like I would have fired at the shuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had more.
I know you really want to fire.
They must be
six,
talking
it's so
about
hard not to.
Bunn's visualizing the ion next turn.
Mm.
Oh, it's
Yeah, here comes trick shot torpedo
Vinder.
with
Yeah, he's got that torp.
only an FCS mod and maybe Pelp. Not really sure what they're still measuring.
Firing with the obstruction 5 dice proton torpedo
Yeah.
into Braylon.
They did move that dice though.
They did move that die.
No focus modifier on here.
And this must be D coming in to see if it's obstructed. I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, looks that way.
I don't know why I'm cheering for an aerial cam.
So if they're parallel, exactly parallel, which I don't think they are, then Bunn can kind of choose the vector if it's clean.
And D was the marshal at this event, so this is the final word.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to see if he gets out of the obstruction or not.
Obstructed.
We'll find out based on how many
Obstructed.
dice. Oh, okay, you heard D say it?
Yep.
5 dice.
Oh, another rough
Oh,
And they are not great dice.
gosh,
Yes,
that's
these
terrible.
torpedoes of death have been really devastating.
Death for whom?
They
and-
seem more like torpedoes of slight annoyance rather than
The rough
torpedoes
moment of
death.
you just rolled 5 dice and you're like, do I spend the force from Pelp or not? No.
5 dice and so
Feels-
6 dice.
Cassian
Feels real bad.
4 on 1.
Cassian.
Hit crit.
That crit's going through.
Yeah, so we'll see the jam saves at least a damage.
Yep, but there's still a crit.
I think you just try to keep the shuttle online. I mean,
You spend your palp, right? Because is it going to come up again?
yeah, I think you just spend it because you're kind of gambling that it's even going to come up a focus on the attack roll.
Nope, he takes it. And a crit.
Okay.
Fuel leak.
Not one he wants to have.
No. I mean, there's very few crits I ever want.
I think
Sure.
that goes without saying.
Yeah, it's kind of
Well,
like,
I mean, when you've got...
oh, Soontir can't go one forward. Now we get to see him go one forward. This is neat.
So, is the shuttle shooting?
No mods whatsoever.
I feel fairly strongly about taking the front shuttle
No.
now.
Yes. He's
Yes.
gathering some dice.
Okay, alright. I'm assuming shooting range 1 out the front.
This isn't doing a lot for you.
Because I think he picked up 4 dice.
10 now.
That's 4?
Yeah.
Yep.
Spend the force for 2.
Not great.
Spend the palp and you just go, man, this was a rough round of red
1 of
dice."
8.
Ugh.
Shields are dumb.
Ah!
But he got half points.
It's half. Yep.
The hardest half.
One forward, no choices here.
But Daniel's choice.
And now is the panic turn, right?
We're more than halfway through this game, guys.
Yes.
7 minutes left on the clock.
Soontir's gonna have all the actions in the world.
Unfortunately, I think our co-host Ryan Farmer will
So Braylon won bank towards Soontir.
All right, so don't never forget
Probably stop the Ewing and pivot it 90 towards Soontir.
Definitely could do that.
man.
Probably
He's done a
2K 10 num.
amazing games.
Yeah.
A lot of really scrappy players out there.
And Vinder is literally out of ordnance, although you wouldn't know it, based on the amount of damage that was done.
So sad.
It is really rough.
Yeah.
Keeps up with our live events and stuff like that. We actually have another stream happening next weekend. We're gonna be, it's gonna be Friday and Saturday.
So there's a couple different things you could do here.
Covenant. For their-
You know, do you go all in to get rid of Soontir? Like, if you're gonna try to kill Soontir, this would be the turn to do it.
This is the turn. And that's why I think you do. Like, because you're not going to have that opportunity
in the evening.
again.
On Saturday,
I agree.
So,
It's 2
Take him out.
damage.
1, 2, 3 of
You
flight
should be able to get that through.
B. Weird. And then they're gonna do round 4, 5, 6,
Now, he does have that gas cloud that'll be sitting nicely at his tail.
and then
He does, yep.
So that was
Didn't follow that, but I'm sure it'll
one, positive of the situation.
yeah.
actually show up
Well, and the other thing is with the shuttle where it is,
on Saturday.
I don't even think you're going to be able to. Oh, and Soontir's stressed, so you can't even coordinate Soontir.
Yeah, you can't even coordinate him out of it.
Oh,
If it's a little bit lower attendance, then
yeah. You just, I think this is the turn you
been at a
you show your hand, you go all in at Soontir, and just take him off the board.
going to be here. Or maybe like if we get a
I would agree.
shuttle, but I doubt it'll be tough for
You know, because then what? That puts Daniel up 126 to 23.
Well, it really removes the hardest part to kill, right? Because Vinder's
Yeah.
not only
Absolutely.
at half, but it removes the most annoying ship to get rid of.
Yep.
Cassian, if I'm being honest, pointing back the other way.
Without hearing Farmer, his doodles do make less sense.
Die at some point.
Squiggly line here, squiggle circle here. Don't know what he's meaning, but
So
okay.
I feel like you town
That's a
roll-
dial.
Don't you just town roll wedge here? You just go all in.
Yeah,
I,
Like I
think
would.
so.
I'd bring Braylon in, I'd town roll wedge, I'd rotate the Ewing, and I would say, look, if nothing else happens this turn, Soontir dies.
Can you Talon roll wedge?
Sure can. A 3 town roll? Oh wait, with the Ewing being where it's
Yeah,
at?
because if you're gonna rotate the U-wing, you also do a 4K
Fine. Just get the Ewing out of the way.
So yeah, no matter what Soontir is going
or F it
Or
and do a hard
actually-
2.
so Daniel's just think about
And this is why I really wish he would have saved Leia for this turn, not last turn. But, because, yeah, I guess you could just go straight with Wedge and keep him on Vinder. But it feels like, man, if he could get a 3 Talon roll range 1 shot at Soontir, that would feel real good.
I'm
Mhm.
almost sure it's Chewbacca. I love him, but he's crazy.
And you know the shuttle's gonna bank away,
All right, too hard from Cassian, getting in front of the shuttle.
Pretty good.
so
pretty good.
he's hard toing the U-wing. You know, for as many obstacles that have hit, we sure aren't rolling a lot of damage rolls to see if they take damage, Jake.
That's because there's not actually obstacles there, Kevin.
Are you saying there's no consequences?
There's no
That
action.
is what I'm saying. You're very
Man.
astute tonight.
That's what good X-wing looks like, right?
Here
No
we
conse-
go.
Oh.
Oh wow,
No, not making
the overhead.
We
with
just
the
thought maybe
shuttle
think
trying to
that
do
we
it.
could do Echo Base polos that just said Echo Base around the back.
So the shuttle tries to do 2 forward and gets blocked.
Forget about that Vinder 2 forward.
Oh man, if 10 does K-turn.
Good, nice 2K.
Oh,
Yeah, he sure did.
there it is.
keeping
Oh,
the pressure on
boy.
the shuttle.
Yeah.
Take it off the board here.
Forgetting that's the thing. I keep thinking the one talon's the only way they can flip around. Oh, come on, Bunn. Bunn forgetting that it was a 2-hour game, not a 75-minute game.
And we see a is that a 2 hard?
Yep, it is a 2-turn.
Jake trying to stay away from the word hard.
Yep. That's all, Kevin.
So bumps into Soontir.
I don't know if he does. It seems pretty clean.
No, he
No.
overlapped.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. All right.
Calling it cleared because
So
They
no
called it
action.
clear.
And this, yeah.
Dion just said they called it clear.
Are you serious?
Then he said,
I've
or
seen
not,
that.
never mind. Okay, so Dion
Yeah.
also was confused. This was like, I thought the template was underneath. See, and then
So
I was
is-
like, oh.
Vinder trying to block Wedge? No. He's talking about it right here. Is he talon rolling?
And you'll get a Braylon shot on Vinder.
I mean, yeah, he should be.
I agree.
Guarantee.
Like, if there's
Although a 1 or 2 forward would be pretty devastating to Vinder if Wedge just decided to stroll
sure.
up and say hello.
oh yeah, but man,
Oh, that is a
it-
4K.
Maybe that
This move I do not understand.
Well, we talked about turning around. We knew the talon wouldn't fit.
Well, it would fit after the U-wing moves.
How was he supposed to know his U-wing was going to move?
how could it be? No?
Yeah, I do not understand this K-turn either. But so instead, Soontir's going to take 1 shot at range 2, maybe obstructed.
Based on Andrew's dice, I'm willing to
And
bet
no
that
mods.
2 gets through.
So Daniel obviously thought Vinder was going faster than just that 1 forward, and that's why he did the K-turn.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I still feel like you just dial in the 3 talon roll and just do it. Because even if you got blocked trying to do the talon roll, you'll still have a shot at the shuttle.
Yes.
Whereas now Wedge is like, well, this next turn sucks too.
Now Wedge just does a 2-turn to the right next turn.
It's range 1 and if it is obstructed here because of the angle.
I don't think it's obstructed.
That is not Dion.
I'm trying to claws.
That's not D, I mean.
That's right. Right there by blocking the
It's not D Yoon.
No, this is.
It is
somebody
not D-Yoon or Dion.
unobstructed range 1.
That's one of the Cascade guys.
4 dice, no
Not one I'm familiar with.
He's firing his suits here. He's taking it.
So I'm assuming they measured the shot from Braylon.
Yep. And it was blank Cinefocus.
Hmm.
Oh no.
The shuttle was
Soontir's off singing his song.
hit crit.
The shuttle.
So 3. Taking all of it.
So
and a
it-
fuel leak,
If it's
Fuel leaks. That's
which means kaboom.
Yeah.
Fuel leak
he gone.
puts the nail in the coffin.
No, leave him there. I'm not done shooting.
on the board for the end
No, Vinder still has to shoot.
That's right. It matters.
in at Braylon.
Man, Vinder's dice have been so painful this game.
So 1
Hit in a crit.
hit a crit on Vinder.
Do you
from
spend
Vinder
the
to
pelt?
Braylon?
Yeah.
No,
Pelt's
yeah.
gonna be dead anyway. I might as well.
Right.
We got a
take
So
that
crit
damage.
coming through on Braylon.
Half points on the B-Wing.
Direct hit.
So 2 left with Braylon.
Okay.
Half points on Braylon.
Cassian's got no shot. Shuttle's down. Daniel's still ahead. 40 minutes left.
But the one shocking thing that happened this turn, the ship that you wouldn't expect to die died, and the ship that you expected to die lived.
Yes. In a shocking turn of events, nothing happened like we thought it would.
Right.
Daniel and Anderson had very quality shots that just whiffed.
So
Isn't it just disgusting how none of Daniel's ships have died yet? Like, they're all alive.
Well, and I feel a little bad because they're talking about
Oh, absolutely.
in the chat.
Soontir's still going strong.
Bunn's talking about going over games afterwards. It's tough. I mean, you can take certain things out of this game about positioning, but from what we've seen, those dice should have definitely changed the game.
Oh, yeah, like, if those torpedoes were average, let's say, right? And each of those torpedoes did 2 damage.
Even average
Braylon's
would have been
dead,
better.
Right.
And who else did he shot? He shot Braylon's dead. I mean, that matters a massive amount, because if Braylon's dead, Bunn is not quite caught up on points, but there's one less gun on the board. Ugh.
Twitch chat says proton torpedoes are clearly garbage.
Yeah, even trick shotted one.
5 points.
5.
Down, down, down.
Yeah, Kevin, we got to do like a Mad Money show with you right before points come out, where you're just down, 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 down. You hit buttons with sound effects.
Yeah, we could do that.
Chat brings up a good point, though, that Wedge has also gone 0 for 6 on Vinder. So,
Oh no, Wedge has plinked damage twice on Devinder.
I think it's more that Vinder has
Did he
done
though?
all of his ordnance.
I think so. I know he's had 2 terrible shots, but I'm pretty sure he did a hull damage, which got him to half points. So correction, he's done 1 damage to Vinder.
Okay, so it's still not great.
Still.
But
It's not
okay, so
great.
Vinder had how many torpedo shots?
3 now. Well, 4 counting the advanced.
4, and did he average 1 damage per?
Look, he spent all these points so he could get 1 damage at a time.
So-
That's
so-
why he did it.
What is clearly being pointed out here is that proton torpedoes are garbage and need to go down in points, and so does Wedge, because he can't hit the broadside of a barn either.
Oh my god. Wedge is a stormtrooper confirmed. He should have just stayed in the academy.
every man has his price.
I blame Ezra for all of this.
It's all his fault.
God.
So if you're Vinder here,
He's too dangerous to be left alive.
do you think Braylon does a K turn?
Can I get that overhead? On Wedge?
He might clip the rock, but he'll get a shot with the Talon roll.
I guess it depends on where you think Soontir's going to try to go to, and whether or not you use Cassian and Braylon to cut off either of his escape routes to.
Okay. Because I mean, I kind of assume Cassian's going to either bank to the right or too hard to the right.
Yeah, I think Bank would probably be better. It covers more of Soontir going left.
And then you use Braylon to cover going right.
Yeah, and so that way you cover both escape routes for Soontir, and you probably turn 10 in to deal with Vinder, like 10 and Wedge go in on Vinder, while Braylon and Cassian go for Soontir.
Sure. Because you kind of assume Wedge is probably going to too hard so he doesn't smack that rock.
Mm-hmm.
Leia is not active this turn. He is 1 charge away. So that's not a consideration this turn.
I don't know. I think if Wedge 2 turns, I don't think he hits that rock.
And they
To the right?
Removing
To
Yeah.
the ship right?
It's close.
Maybe.
And Leia's not back till next turn.
No action because of the gas
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't considering Leia, but next turn Leia is back in the mix.
So a 2 hard from the U-Wing and no action because gas cloud.
And that's why. So if you look at the U-Wing's arc positioning, that's why I said I would have preferred the bank, because it would have covered more ground of where Soontir could potentially go. Because now if Soontir does a 2-turn to the left, you
Yep.
boost and you're out of shots.
Yep.
Sure.
Braylon,
This is smart. Means that no matter, I don't think there's any way Braylon can get shot by doing that maneuver there.
yeah, I like it.
He's gonna focus fail barrel roll.
So kind of letting Soontir escape again.
Well, Braylon, I think, is being defensive.
Okay.
Yes. Bunn
Try
does
it.
like what, 3 bank here?
Yep.
Get it out.
Gonna try.
It doesn't even pay to slam.
It does, because Wedge is probably going to 2 hard right behind you.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Or Talon roll.
He's stressed from the failed K turn in the previous turn.
Oh, okay.
And Vinder,
I didn't see it
I
out
mean,
there.
he could do the 2 forward onto the rock, and he'd probably be okay with it.
one of those 5 dice to the end.
There's consequences, though.
He hasn't had anything super exciting
Sometimes.
in this game. But a reality is, if you look at like average dice, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's quite a few of these where he
So
has a good
slams,
and really none of them are
positions himself behind the cloud, gets the extra agility,
Recharged.
reloads a
Yep,
proton
reloads.
torp
he reloads a proton.
because he knows how well they roll. He wants that 1 hit.
You want to see if he can
No,
get
he's
that
just trying
average.
He's
gotta
trying to
pump
get
those
some
numbers
damage
up.
out of him.
So rookie numbers.
2 hard turn the other way.
And a 2 hard to the left,
Yeah.
which is not the direction I expected. I thought for sure he was going the opposite way.
Yeah, I did too. I figured Wedge would go after Vinder.
So Wedge had his stress removed, I think.
Oh, Cassian.
And now Soontir. And this is also why I was like,
Three.
huh, when I saw Wedge go that way. Because now
3
Soontir
turn.
is going to come in and get a nice shot. And suddenly Bunn is starting to get back into this game.
Yeah.
which he doesn't even have out there
No, he
anyway,
doesn't
so
have
it
anything.
doesn't
It's a non-issue.
I mean, I think you just, yeah, you boost in. If you know the bullseye's there, just boost in and just not be stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Leia will be back after this round. Though.
Oh, but he
Must not.
focuses anyway? He must not think it's bullseye. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. It doesn't look like it's bullseye.
Doing our giveaways for our patron exclusive, and of course, we're gonna hook you guys up here on Twitch too. We got some stuff for you as well. Don't go anywhere. We got some free
Looks
stuff.
like maybe
range
range
one.
2 shot.
I think it's just barely range 2. Yeah, he only grabbed 3 dice. Sure. Spend it, Bunn. You're behind.
Spend it.
You don't have a choice. The U-Wing has
Soon-
no mods. I
and-
think
and
he's
you've got
shooting
the
through
rock.
a gas cloud and a rock.
Yeah.
Which I think
Like,
you just
you're
pick one.
fine. Yeah, which
Uh,
would be the glass cloud every time.
Well, and it doesn't matter because obstructed is like a game state type of thing. Like once you are obstructed, it doesn't matter how many obstructions.
Yeah.
It matters for the dice mod.
Yeah, in that regard,
Right.
because one is an obstacle that doesn't matter any other time of the game.
Correct.
You would pick the gas cloud.
He brought these auto thrusters to use them.
Yeah.
So I think
Auto
they're saying it's
thrusters, the
only
obstacle.
rock obstructed.
Okay.
Please.
3 hits, baby.
Huh.
5, and he has
Rolls
Of
3
course.
natural hits again?
Of course.
Okay.
Enough.
Oh.
That'll work just
Gee.
fine.
And gas cloud, yep.
Cloud for 4. It was a main. It's a main ability. He didn't have to.
But Wedge is at half now, so he's not down by that much.
No.
Now, if one of those torpedoes had not just sucked, Bunn would be winning.
Yep. This is true.
Is applicable for receiving a free gift. Turn
So he's still in it here. So I think for Bunn here, you just probably, I mean, you kind of have to 2 bank with Vinder. And then maybe you just slam. But you won't have a shot, though. Ugh. Maybe you take
But-
1 turn to get the lock on a ship here.
I mean, as Bunn, I'm just nervous because
this game an hour ago, right?
he is one bad like offensive dice roll against him from both ships popping.
Yep. And this is the turn Leia's online again, right?
Right. So it's just like, oh, he's fragile right now, and it makes me nervous. Because as much as Daniel's got some, you know, I mean, Wedge could pop, Braylon could pop, but Cassian's got a couple turns at least. Tens, it'd be rare to see him go in turn. So
Yeah, I think Bunn's win condition here is to try to get 10 off the board.
I still think it's an odd spot, but
So you got to think like, okay,
Oh
so
no! That dial just out of nowhere. It's an attack dial.
So with Wedge, you got to think, all right, is he going to Talon roll? Is he going to K turn? Braylon can probably... Braylon's safest move here is probably 2K turn, right? So he's behind the rock. And then he can focus barrel roll. Because if he uses Leia.
Well, but he's already stressed.
Cassian.
Okay, but do you use Cassian on
You
Braylon or 10?
You can let 10 do a blue maneuver. He's not really in danger.
Sure.
yeah, man.
But I think Wedge you 4K.
I think 4K is probably the best maneuver he could do. I don't see a Talon roll really getting him ahead.
No, and I think the 4K covers the most distance, or like puts
It
your arc
does.
in the best spot to cover Soontir.
what is Bunn doing on the side of the thing? He's polishing his shoe?
This is an important turn. I think
He's thinking, and he's just tapping his feet.
how to get
Oh, I just can't tell what I'm seeing. So it's just like this, like,
right, just keep avoiding. Don't take that extra damage. Blink away Wedge. Wedge has only 2
oh, it's just his dial. Okay. I was like, what is going on over there?
If you kill Wedge and Braylon, he's winning this game.
I think you also consider with Wedge just a 3 hard.
And now Farmer and Dion on the original cast are talking about if the dice had gone a certain way, you know, if Braylon was dead, if the, you know, and I mean, it's obviously a dangerous thing to talk about. Like, you can't just be
It
like,
is.
oh, if my dice, yeah, but if his dice had, you know, you can always turn it the other way too.
Yep. The hard part to swallow is just the double mods, right? When you had double mods and you still rolled like that,
Right.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, rolling a blank into a blank is never fun.
You don't bring double mods to not do damage.
I don't bring my dice to not do damage, Jake. If I wanted to not do damage, I'd use the stream dice.
So did we see? I didn't check. Did we see Leia used? I think we did.
Yeah.
Boy, they are the symbols
It's hard
are
to tell.
perfectly hidden. They're in the bottom
Yes.
corner. It looks red.
Yep. So we've got a Leia.
So a 2 hard, and they're seeing if it hits the cloud, which
It looks like it did. I see no actions.
yes, clearly hits the cloud. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No actions.
All right. Next is going to be the B wings. Does he do the K turn?
He could one Talon.
He could 1 Talon. That would be basically the same. Yep.
And he
which
does.
looks like he does a 1 Talon.
And make sure it fits in the center, and then decides to go front or back.
Does the one Toronto roll first?
Oh, hit the one Toronto roll.
All right, so a 1 talent followed by a barrel roll is silly.
Focus and a barrel roll, Walker.
Oh,
Get it right.
geez.
No, but just the little action of it, of like where you started and where you ended.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're not used to that kind of movement.
It's the Cupid shuffle over there.
So he's basically just creating a kill zone. If Soontir really wants to try to get Braylon, he's gonna have to deal with this.
Right now.
Just spreading them out.
And I think that's one of the big utilities of these B-Wings, being able to get rid of the stress so often with Cassian and stuff. It's just, you can just continually rotate them around and just be threatening. Which that seems to be Daniel's, like, one of his strengths in playing this list, is that he's always covering multiple angles, has lots of overlapping arcs.
Yeah,
Just kind of spreading the
just
arcs.
getting a shot on Soontir is what he's doing.
Yep.
Might not be a good shot, but it's coming.
Proton
There will be a shot.
Well, like you said, Kevin, if you want to get to Braylon, here are all the rest of my arcs. Come into this area.
Yep. Come get
Do you
murdered.
hard to slam?
Right.
He can, even if he hits the, even if he hits,
Get that shot? I mean,
Probably.
it's been reloaded.
still use advanced.
Yeah, but you don't have a lock. So
No.
you probably slam, get the cloud and the range and your whatever, get a billion mods.
I mean, he does. That's the other thing is he has Braylon shooting at him, so that could be Vinder's
Right.
knight too.
22 minutes
Yep. So I think you have to
and all the
slam here. Like,
But it might just be a 2-bank.
on code Seattle.
yeah, just a 2-bank slam, and then you probably take a focus just to try to maximize your chances of not taking damage.
Mm,
Just be safe.
Which kind of sucks because then you're not shooting again. But
Yep.
X-Wing action coming to you later today at 8:30 Central. Pretty much right after this is done, maybe about an
Yep.
hour-ish.
makes
after.
the slam.
One of our new shows on the channel, Echo Base, happening right here, 8:30 p.m. Central. Make sure
So now
to
it should be
tune in.
range 3 obstructed
Action
plus Vinder's
with
ability.
analysis by Kevin Lights and friends.
Like you want to take a target lock here, but at the same time,
Every
you're like,
Sunday,
whatever.
8:30
It's
p.m.
I need to
You
live.
also don't want to lose Vendor because that's just the game.
That would be game.
Because I have Dion in my ear. He's actually hyping up Echo Base right now with
Oh,
Kevin
yeah?
Lights and friends.
Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I know.
I take offense to that.
Yeah,
and
we have
friends.
never called friend. Co-caster, whatever word you want to use.
All right, so he does the Talon roll instead of the K-turn, which I'm kind of surprised to see.
Respect. I remember seeing that and being like, I could edit that out. Nope, there is a movement that happens during.
So it
Leave
would have
in
been really interesting if he did do the K-turn. They would literally be staring right at each other right now, face to face. I think Bunn kind of anticipated a K-turn instead. Where he's like, now I don't have to arc dodge. What do you mean I don't have to take any actions to arc dodge right now?
It would be interesting to know why Daniel decided to Talon roll there instead of K-turn, and why he K-turned earlier instead of Talon rolling. You know,
Yes, it would have been. Yep.
like the
So-
earlier one is pretty easy to identify as he thought Vinder was going faster,
Mhm.
and that's why he K-turned. But this one, I mean, the K-turn and Soontir turning left, you probably still aren't shooting at Soontir, but
Obstructed.
had Soontir not turned to the left, I think the K-turn still would have been a better option
Probably doesn't
Yep.
take
for
too much.
shots.
3 hits.
It's 5 dice for
3v5, it's 3 hits too.
He's fine. He gets 4 evades there out of that.
We survive.
To all the paint.
Right.
So, time is running a little low. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
Bunn.
it's still close. You're only down by 14, right? So if you get half on anything or kill anything and don't give up
Coming down to the wire,
anything, which is a
Yeah,
lot of anythings,
It's 5
but
you are in the lead.
One should be late.
Bunn cannot afford to take any more turns off of shooting. Like, he
Right.
needs to be shooting every single turn now.
Well, and you know this next turn... You have to guess, right? Is Wedge going to Talon roll now this next turn? Or is Wedge going to take a non-stressful maneuver? Because maybe he wants to shoot Vinder instead?
Wedge has the Talon roll again available because last turn it was Leia.
So you have to be really careful with Vinder here. You almost have to plan to do a slam, so you probably dial in a 2.
News, William Haywood.
But at the same time, if you slam and Wedge doesn't try to get Soontir, you're in...
Give you guys updates
Yeah.
after this game. We'll hang out for a little bit
He is in a tough spot.
while I look to see if I can find
In
a slide
Soontir, you don't want to, like,
tonight. I thought this was gonna go late.
guess wrong and go too slow, but you don't... You know what I mean? You don't want to go too fast. Like, a hard one sounds good, but at the same time...
But if you do the one turn with Soontir and then Wedge Talon rolls,
Right, plus
Yeah.
10's coming in, and maybe the U-Wing comes in.
yeah,
You guys are pessimistic.
possibly.
Why is the hyperspace only going 5 rounds? It's a venue issue, and if you look at
But
the rules,
I would say clearly we do not have a read on Daniel, so
No.
we're probably wrong.
No, and was it my understanding that Daniel went top 2 at a System Open before this one?
The week before at the Atlanta System Open, he got second.
All right, so this guy
Wonderful job helping me out this week.
travels like Richard.
I,
Yes.
He's just in every picture. It's great.
Oh yeah, Echo Base. We just promoed y'all. 8:30 p.m. tonight Central, guys. Echo Base happening.
Last what? 10's the last hour we're waiting on. I'm honestly not sure like what Bunn should do here. There's so many guesses you have to make. I mean, I'm gonna assume the U-Wing's gonna hard 2 towards Soontir. Wedge probably does a Talon roll. He kind of just, I think you probably have to kind of make that assumption.
Putting on pressure to Vinder. Is it blue? Oh,
To do a 4 straight? Is that red?
4
Oh, that's
straight.
red. Correct.
But you would get a 2 straight. 2
Two's-
white.
The 2 is white and the 3 is blue?
No.
Oh, you
I
get a
think
2
you're right.
here,
I think
two
you
more.
do have to
Right.
assume that that's going to happen.
Simple.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have to just do what you can with what you have.
Yeah,
To
sure.
remove his stress and then
And those seem like the most logical moves.
do here.
So they are most likely to happen.
Yeah, I think he wants to keep that stress. Coordinates wedge for the focus. Do we get the Talon roll here? I think we might see the wedge roll with focus lock.
Uh-oh.
1 hard with 10 numb. Getting his stress focus.
So 10 is mostly going after Vinder here, trying to apply pressure to Vinder.
I think Braylon will do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
So your
Yep.
B-Wings are going to hit up your things. What, you got a Talon roll with Wedge to get in Soontir's face?
Yep,
Smart move.
I love it.
and make Soontir roll some dice.
Yep.
Really smart. Keeping the stress.
Yep.
Well done, Daniel.
Cheeky. So you had
I mean, again,
And he-
Daniel's playing with 223 points, so.
Right, well, he's also protecting, you know,
Yeah,
the weak
well,
shit.
I-
He's keeping Braylon, so he's hard to hit.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, it's good moves.
So that 2 hard slam, I'm not sure.
I mean,
The
and
downside
really,
here,
that's all Daniel really needs to do now, right? Is not make a really bad move.
Right, once
Yep.
you get ahead, you don't have to chase variance anymore.
You know,
yep.
2 straight.
just
You
play
just
it
don't
safe,
lose the game.
take
Yep.
easy moves, don't lose the game.
Very true.
Still got that 1 torp.
So anytime I've been in the lead of a game, so like the 4 times, it's always been in your head. This up, don't do it.
Does that remind you of a certain store championship, Walker?
I didn't mess that one up.
No, you were clearly ahead in that game, and
Debating slam at the moment.
And
I don't know if I would say you messed it up.
I did. I don't think I did. I lost to
You
somebody who got a got their world's invite.
That the players are doing in
Like I
this.
said, if you're gonna make cut, at least lose to the guy that wins it all.
Both from the same
Yeah.
area.
Because then you could say, well, I would have been second if I'd been on the other side of the bracket.
Again, we talked about this at
So I think he's thinking about this slam.
through the game, talking about possible mistakes. Like, oh, I thought you were. gonna do
I mean, so he coordinated the focus to Wedge. You almost know Wedge is Talon rolling. So if you slam, I can't tell if Braylon's going to still get a shot at you. But I feel like there's not a lot to think about. You kind of just have to make this decision quickly.
We'll have double cloud cover. Oh, we won't have cloud coverage from that 10 numb shot.
The downside is you're probably not going to get to shoot because you need to take a focus
He'll have.
so that you don't
advanced
die.
slam,
Oh, he's thinking about that focus.
That means he can't shoot. His lock is currently on Braylon.
It stinks though that you keep getting stressed every time. Like
Right.
it's limiting his ability to just turn around.
Yep.
But that's by
But-
design.
It is, but it's tough because it's like because Daniel's playing this correctly and he's continuing to apply pressure, Bunn is not able to get where he needs to be and he's constantly having to play defense. Oh, he moves the lock. Okay.
Yeah, 3 Talon with
Wedge
wedge.
moving. Going at you, fam.
There's
So
your Talon.
Talon roll, which was kind of broadcasted. when
Yeah.
He did the coordinate.
You'd have
But, I mean, it's not like Soontir can do that much about it.
Right.
I mean, Soontir could turn right.
But not at the point of it being broadcasted. And D, Ever the Salesman, watermarked us. So there's our big old Gold Squadron logo.
So 3 hard is what that was, right?
Yes, that was a 3 turn. To
Okay.
the
3
left.
turn, yes. Forgot I had children I had to worry about with us on the stream.
Just trying to preserve that PG-13 rating for Dion.
Really pounded that 3 hard in there.
So I think he's visualizing the bank boost left barrel roll, maybe I'm out of arc positioning.
Alright, he's gonna try to boost. He's boosting in.
Boost.
Boost, barrel roll right.
Let's pause for station identification.
I actually thought it froze there for a second.
I thought it did too. So, yeah, and it's like once you put it on the board, like. Yeah.
One thing I will
No.
say, shout out to the wristbands, because at Adepticon, where we usually go every year, they give you those giant badges, and I think everyone takes them off.
Yeah,
they
because
just are
well, I tuck
swinging
them
and
under my
everything.
shirt or whatever, because yeah, they get in the table and then they
Yep.
knock everything over.
Crazy arc check.
So wristbands actually are a good idea.
They're
Yeah.
really good.
It's just
idea.
less if you want to put like the stuff you purchased extra on the back or all the other little features they do.
No swarm tactics.
So swarming up to ships checks, and it looks like the U-wing was the only one that was in range. Who will shoot it? No one.
Right.
Game, but maybe, you know.
Remember that target lock he took a long time ago?
Swing coverage.
Mhm.
I still don't think he's ever going to get to use it.
Still hasn't mattered. But at least he has it, and it wasn't a wasted action.
KGSP is
So
another-
checking arc from Wedge to Soontir. I think Bunn successfully dodged him.
I'm from Chicago. It's W.
So now we'll see if Vinder's going to go up in flames before he tries to hit Wedge. Although they'll still shoot because they're the same initiative. And then does Soontir have a shot? I'm
No.
guessing they don't have a shot on each other, yeah.
Soontir doesn't
Which Soontir will take.
If they're perfect,
For sure.
would mean that Wedge wouldn't
Well,
matter, but
yes and no.
I mean, I guess he
Well,
wants
with-
the points, but he
with
would
no
rather.
He
mod-
needs to
mods,
be shooting. That's the
With
thing.
only
though.
Lone Wolf, Soontir would rather just not get shot at.
True.
Well, okay, yes, Soontir would rather not get shot at, but he needs Soontir to start shooting.
Yeah,
He does. Well, Bunn is just
killing
trying
Wedge
to
would be
hope-
nice right now.
Yeah, he's hoping
sure.
Vinder survives, kills Wedge, and then you'll deal with it after that. Because Soontir could potentially initiative kill Braylon the next turn.
he's one.
Mm-hmm.
Got him.
Takes
Vinder rolls
one.
2 and only takes 1 damage.
Slow burn.
So we get to see the 6th piece of ordnance.
Too obstructed.
Oh, it looks like Braylon's got a shot as well.
Here we go.
That won't do it.
Reroll from Braylon. Got 2.
That shouldn't do it.
Gas cloud is in play here.
Gas cloud, so he survives.
Gas cloud.
Mm,
With 1.
Box.
Blank.
Takes
Whew.
sitting at 1 hole with Vinder.
So he gets to live to shoot the torpedo. And we know what these look like. We've only seen 4 of them. 5 of them? I don't even know.
1 reroll.
Multiple.
Dwarf's gotta hit.
A plethora.
Bunn can't have terrible luck all day.
Yeah, okay.
FCS.
FCS.
Only 1.
Oh my god.
And throw the dice away.
And they're Dion's dice.
yeah, they are.
I remember what this feels like, Andrew. It happened to me.
Correct.
Sorry, I was reading in the chat. People were like, why didn't you take the jamming beam? That's Daniel knew he wasn't going to take any damage.
I guess so.
Yeah.
This is.
I have no good answer.
It sucks.
Dice are
That's
dice.
about all I have. It sucks.
Alright, guys, I have got to hit a home. I would love to see the end of this game.
Hmm.
Can't hang out for another 8 minutes, unfortunately.
All right, guys, he's got to go. Gunboat's in the chat from a man farmer.
Thank you
So,
so much, everyone.
so at this point, well, you kind of
All right, well,
like
I'll see you.
you want to kill Wedge, but you also don't want to give up Soontir to do it
Right.
because he's gonna
or
make
Vinder
you.
to do it.
Right. One Vinder's in a really rough spot because
Yes.
U-Wing can turn in, the B-Wing can turn in, and Vinder can't really escape very well. I almost wonder here if you just too hard with Vinder to the right and hope that you bump into the B-Wing,
Mm-hmm.
and then you send Soontir 4 forward, and you just say, look, you have to kill Braylon or we lose this game.
Yeah. And especially with only, what, 7 minutes
Yeah,
left?
with 7.5 minutes left, you just like
They've got this
hard
turn,
turn Vinder and hope that he doesn't
maybe
die.
one more. Like, I think one more is kind of a stretch. But
Yeah, not if there's a decision tree to go through.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you just dive bomb Braylon, and
Which isn't terrible if he doesn't cover him with 10 because he is on
Yeah.
the outside, so you can pick on him.
right. But yeah, I agree, Kevin. I think Vinder, you just turn to the right and just hope you slam into whatever is there and take no shots.
Yep.
So, literal
'Cause, yeah,
slam or just
No, like
like actual bump.
right?
on the
Yeah,
maneuver. You
that's what I
just
want to make sure.
Bump into, sorry.
Yeah, just do a 2-turn and
Yep.
I mean, there is a chance that he clears the stress off wedge and wedge just a K turn, but at this point, like, there's not a lot you can do about it.
So Vinder is able to get a reroll using fire control system. One's better than nothing.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll K-turn wedge. I think he would Talon roll wedge.
Removing the stress.
So yeah, I mean, if he thinks he's gonna flip him, which he just did, I mean, Bunn could just do a hard turn left with a 1-speed maneuver. But the problem is like if you go in for wedge and you try to kill him, this is what's gonna happen. So I think you stick with the original plan and you just go for Braylon.
Right. No, Braylon is a much softer target.
yeah, because he has less green dice.
He has less green dice. There's also not a gun sitting in your face when you try to do it.
Details.
Is that a 1 bank? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, a 4 forward from Soontir would be real good.
Thank you for your sarcastic ...
Barrel roll him to the right.
Or a 3. You know, you have to do a 2 bank at the most because you're stressed. I was gonna say or a 3 bank, but I'm surprised he chooses not to roll right. Like he fails the roll left. I was really surprised that he didn't. Oh, he is.
No,
Okay,
no,
you're right.
just hold on a second there, Kevin.
Okay.
He's going to the right.
All right. Yeah. Then that makes sense. Yeah, and if he does a 2 turn to the right, he would slam into 10 and be safe.
Fill in the gap. Focus.
If he PS kills Braylon with Soontir.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, that's all you've got left to gamble.
Where are you going, Vinder?
Yeah, I think this is the Andrew's trying to be really careful and calculated. Like I think at this point you have to just take the risk. Yeah, I think you just have to take the risk at this point and just try to slam into one of his ships and just deal with it.
Yeah.
Except for in that case, he would have Braylon shooting at Vinder at least,
Only
and
if
Tennum
he
would probably have
survives
Soontir.
Yeah.
Which is coordinated. That's the one in Daniel's hand right here. Just there's a bunch of stuff going on, so they're just keeping it out of the whole
Because right now Vinder's looking at 2 shots. And one of them is double modded. Ugh. There's just no good decisions to be made here.
Well, that's like 3 shots because he's got Braylon, 10, and Cassian.
Oh yeah, Cassian.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna add an extra agility.
But he's still taking 3 shots.
I mean, he
still
might be
terrible.
out of Braylon.
He might be. I mean, there's a gas cloud between Braylon and him, at least.
Yes.
So Soontir.
Wedge, Talon roll.
See, I told you, Kevin. He's gonna Talon roll.
Why?
I don't think it fits.
Ooh, what?
Nope.
It doesn't
Oh,
fit.
wait. If he had to do the Toronto roll, it wouldn't fit. It looks like. But if he can do the Talon roll correctly and go all the way back, I think it fits.
No, I don't think any of it fits. Does it? Oh, it
No,
does.
no. See, look at that. He was all the way back.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Wow, it fits.
That's no bueno.
Okay.
But no overlap. Super
Well, now you're super screwed with it.
Talon roll fits.
There's your
Yeah,
four
there's
forward.
the 4 forward.
3 or a 4 straight. Trying to get out of town.
Focus boost. Just do it. Just go for it.
4 straight.
You don't have choices anymore. Dare Braylon to shoot at Soontir instead.
Toronto roll rule does not apply in this sequence. CFFG
Bank boost. Bank boost. Is he banking away?
No.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say Bunn.
We're gonna call that the Taylor roll. All right, swarm tactics still here.
Oh, swarming Cassian.
Seems to be maybe just out.
Oh, maybe he's out.
Wedge.
Think he's just out.
Yep.
So this will
wedge
be a
is
range
shot.
2.
Range 2 or range 1? And we're gonna be hitting time in this final.
So now Soontir won't have Lone Wolf either.
Nope. I mean, at this, yeah, at this
Mm.
point.
Range 2 into Vinder. From Wedge has a focus.
So Wedge
After spending the focus.
has a focus. So 2.
And
There's almost no way
Vinder
he can
has
survive.
eaten it
Yeah.
off the table, and that locks it down for Daniel.
There is no coming back.
Not after that.
Soontir range 2 into Braylon. He's a lone wolf.
So you know he's gonna get Gas Cloud. Plus he has reroll and a
Got
focus.
the reroll.
And Lone Wolf's active now.
Yeah, it is now.
Well, now you just spend the focus, Bunn. Just do it.
He's spending. He's going for it.
Don't think about
On
it. There we go.
Soontir and he sticks the crit. Double kills him.
Of course, just natural evades
Pilot.
Panic.
and panics.
Panic.
I would be panicked as well.
That's almost like a good thing for Braylon. I'll
Braylon
always
is
have
okay with
rerolls.
that.
Shucks.
For the 21 seconds that's left in the game, he doesn't care.
Druid Cloud. Braylon reroll because he's super stressed. Spends a focus. 3 hits.
Gee, I wonder if he'll get to 3.
Can't
Yeah.
change anything because there's no blanks there.
Oh, and he can't
Ugh.
gas cloud it. Oh!
Yeah. So he gets
Soontir's
half
a
on
half.
Soontir.
And then time.
Alrighty, guys. Thank
Oof.
you so much for joining us.
Oh,
Dice were
boy.
rough.
That was.
Daniel,
I mean, Bunn played it really well. There was that key turn, though, with Soontir.
Mhm.
There's maybe a couple other things he could have done differently, but I really felt, and I think Bunn agreed too, that one turn with Soontir was everything. That just misjudge on the boost barrel roll.
This season. How we doing, fam?
Yeah, so Bunn did say in the Twitch chat that he would have been a little safer with Soontir a few turns into the engagement.
Circling. All right. You know what time it is?
But a long day, a long tournament. Sometimes you make those mistakes, but that's the downside too about playing
Yep.
aces. Is if you make a mistake, that can cost you.
Yeah.
So it's-
Twitch chat, yeah. Technically, Vendor should have stayed there for Soontir to shoot, but it didn't matter.
All right. So yeah, thank you to our patrons for helping us
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
let-
thanks
bring
everybody.
content. I am working on putting together another show of stuff that people want, and if you want to contribute and give us ideas for that, feel free to join our Patreon as well, because that's where I'm looking at for what people want to see content of. Otherwise, that's all I have. This was a good game. Bunn and Daniel Taylor are both really good players.
Mhm.
sucks to see Bunn lose because he's my crowd favorite. But good games, and this was a really good game that I wanted to make sure we went over and talk about because there was a lot of good stuff in this game.
Yep, and then just with the points change, we don't have any major events coming up real quick, so if anybody does have any heads up or wants to give us some ideas for matches they want to see in the next couple weeks while we're waiting for more major events to come out, feel free to let us know. We should get this sucker up on YouTube and hopefully soonish and get it you can comment there, or you can contact us other ways?
We've got our Facebook page, which is Echo Base
Yep.
X-Wing. Yeah, if you're a patron, we have the Discord channel that you could reach out to us through. Also on either our Twitch channel or I think that's about it.
Yeah. So there's a
Or
few
YouTube,
options,
yeah.
or if you see us in public.
Yes. So Carlo, on Wednesday, you could
Yep.
let us know.
All right. Otherwise, that's all I have.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's a wrap for tonight.
All right. We will
Thanks
see
everybody
you guys
for
next week.
tuning in and watching this game with us. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.